Everybody.
Yo.
All right, everybody's coming in. I'm a few minutes early, so I'm going to duck downstairs. But we'll just keep things rolling. Recording with my class on the line. Can I have it down here? Are we good down here? Okay. Where are Anna and Harper? I'm really scraping the floor here with this chair. Yeah. Chair.
That's not comfortable.
Well, Andrew, I want to be where you are. What is that, Montana?
Yeah.
Bad. How you doing, Isaac?
Good. How are you?
All right. What's the first day of the block been like?
It went pretty good.
Good. Good. How about you, Alex? How are things?
They're good. They're good. I fell on my mountain bike the other day and messed up my arm pretty bad. So I've been trying to wrap it up and not buckle on my chair and stuff.
How'd you hurt your arm?
I just fell on my bike. I was going down and I hit a gravel patch and then I tumbled and went over the handlebars. And, I got I don't know if you can see it.
Oh,
It
yeah.
happened like a week ago and it still looks pretty bad, but I think it's getting better.
Did you have to dig? Gravel out of it?
Yeah, I had to wash it out. I didn't with my hands, but I did with water, which hurt really bad.
Yeah. Were you wearing a helmet?
Yeah, but I just fell right on my arm, which was not good.
Yeah. No, that's not good. Let's see. What are we doing here? It looks like there's a lot of people on. Well, how come I'm getting a different view here? Let me try
Joby,
that.
I love your dog.
What's that?
Oh, I was just telling Joby I like his dog.
Oh, yeah. This was pet day.
Stella.
Anybody else have pets? Let's see some pets.
My cat does
So
not cooperate.
Golden's actually originally had black fur, so this is kind of like a remnant of that gene that she has.
Really?
Yeah, it's really cool.
This is great. Jake's outside with his dog. Annika's got her dog. What's your
Oh,
dog?
hey, no.
This is Jax. He's a silver lab.
Do not put your paw on my computer.
And Liza, there's your new dog, huh?
Yeah, this is Dottie.
Look at that face. Very, very cute. And Clayton, what about you? Who's that?
He's a silver lab. His name's Jax.
I've never heard of a silver lab before. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Anybody else got a pet they want to share? Oh, Tiffany. What's the name of your cat?
Her name is Midnight. Really unoriginal.
That's appropriate. She's very furry.
Mhm.
I've got to bathe my dog, but I decided to do it after this because I get too stressed out. Very stressful bathing my dog. Anyway, welcome to day 2. Let's see, how many of you are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20, 21. So I think we're still missing a couple. Anyway, how did the videos go from this morning and from yesterday? Anybody chime in? I can just call on people.
They're pretty straightforward. I enjoyed them.
Pretty straightforward. For those of you who haven't had any geology, how many of you have not had any geology before? Have you all had some geology? Lily, have you had geology?
No, I haven't.
How did it go?
I
Was it
haven't
good?
had it.
No, but how did the videos go?
Oh, they were good.
You were able to make sense of all that?
Yeah.
Okay. Who's that? Who are you? I don't know who you are in the red shirt.
Me, Scott?
You pointing at your chest, yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
Tommy. Okay. Hi, Tommy. I can't hear you. It says you're on mute, Tom. Anyway, okay. So, all right. So things went okay. So you guys understand that because this is a hydrogeology class, right? You need to understand something about geology in order to be able to make some reasonable guesses and to understand something about what the water, the groundwater in particular, is flowing through, which is why we did those lectures yesterday. Now, what I was hoping to do, and we're still getting the ball rolling here, but what I'm hoping to do is for you guys to watch the videos that I assigned for like Tuesday before our Tuesday conference here. So I don't know if you guys have had a chance to do that yet, but for those of you who had, and I will post right after this conference the ones that you're to watch for tomorrow. But for those of you who had, are there any questions? Did it make sense, this idea of topographic maps and contouring and that sort of thing?
yeah.
Did you have any questions, Scott?
I was wondering, can you do when you're like connecting all the numbers and, finding like where the different divisions are between the numbers, can you do it diagonally or is it just right across? Okay.
Yeah, you can do any two points regardless of, as long as there's nothing directly between them. One thing that you should know is that we're using what's called linear interpolation, right? So we're assuming that everything moves in straight lines, right? So if you have an elevation of 50 here and 60 here, that halfway between them would be half the elevation change, right?
Mm-hmm.
In reality, particularly when you're looking at things like the concentration of contaminants. So if you were going to map out and contour not elevation, but things like how much of some sort of contaminant, like a
Test.
What's that? Somebody said something. I thought.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was figuring out my microphone. Can
Oh.
you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So some sort of like gasoline or benzene or something in water. What you'd often do is not use a linear interpolation because concentrations often don't move linearly like that, but they move kind of exponentially. So we'd have to fit a different kind of curve or interpolation function to the 2 points. But once you know how to interpolate, making those kinds of changes is easy, and we're not going to worry about them. I just want you to be aware of it. So the most important point for now is that you guys can look at a map, like a topographic map, and you can make some sense of, did I have you do watersheds for today? Was that, yeah? So you're able to look at a topographic map and you're able to make some sense of what a watershed boundary is and what contouring means and that sort of thing. So I think I had you do an exercise or two And hopefully what you did was you tried them. Can you hold off on that for a second, sweetie, while I'm doing this? Would you mind? Thanks. To be able to look at it and kind of make sense of the whole thing. And it's just one of those things that kind of comes with practice. If you're not used to looking at topographic maps, it seems kind of blurry, but hopefully you were able to practice them on your own and then do an okay job. I can give you more exercises to do if you want them, but I don't want to bombard you with stuff that you're not going to do. Yeah, Jake.
So the watershed homework, I couldn't find that on Moodle unless it was the one that said watershed EX DAOs topo. Was that what you were referring to?
Yeah, that was the one with the 3 different streams. Yeah. I'll try to be more clear about the labeling.
I was wondering on the watershed lecture, it seems like the boundary of the watershed went through a stream. And it seems like if it went through a stream, then it would have to go around the stream since the stream is going into the watershed.
Yeah, so the finding the top of the top of the watershed is usually pretty easy, but where one watershed blends into another, we often have to kind of draw arbitrary boundaries, which is why I put that kind of that symbol there and said we're just gonna assume that that's as far down the stream as we're gonna go. But the most important part is that you can do the top of the watershed and figure out where the watershed boundaries are. Isaac, does that make sense?
Yep.
What else? Let me look at, can you guys see my screen? I don't think I'm sharing my screen, am I? No. Let me look here. Okay. So you watched those videos on what a watershed is. You watched my videos. Starting in a day or two, you're going to start reading about, reading from this book, Fetter, which is, some of it's kind of heavy, some of it's not, but it's a good resource. Have you guys started reading McPhee? Hopefully? No? All right, start reading McPhee. You want to give yourself plenty of time to write that paper. So looking at the syllabus, the first draft of the paper is due 2 days from today. 9 days from today. And then the final paper is due 10 days from today. So you want to give yourself plenty of time to do that. So I would try and get the reading done, by the weekend, McPhee, and then start working on the paper. And again, I want to reiterate that this paper is not you summarizing the individual chapters, right? You're connecting themes expressed in each chapter. I don't know. Again, I get very nervous just staring at a bunch of people staring at me, not saying anything. But we're starting slow, and we're going to ramp up, and things get more interesting, I promise you, as we go along. For now, they're still a little bit dry. Andrew.
I have a question about the first watershed thing.
Is that the one with the little nuclear hazard symbol on it?
I'm not sure. It's the first one that you had on YouTube where you find the points in between, and you sort of is that like a cross section of elevations or something?
Are you talking about the contouring thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not the watershed, it's the contouring?
Yeah, the contouring.
Okay. So I've got one that is just a bunch of dots that we did together that has a dot with like 125 in the upper left-hand corner. Was it that one?
Yeah, is that like a cross section of depth into the ground for groundwater?
It could be anything. in this case, the easiest way to think about it is it's just a value. You can think of it as the elevation of the land surface at that point, or you could think about it as the depth to the water table, or you could think about it as the concentration of benzene in a well at that point, whatever.
Okay.
The most important thing is it's just a value, right? And it doesn't really matter what the value is, and we're going to draw contours onto the map based on those values.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why we're doing this contouring exercise now, is because it's so universal, right? It applies to topographic maps. You draw contours of elevation, but you can also contour, you know, the density of people in a city, or you could contour the height of trees in a forest, or, you know, whatever you want it to do. You just have to know what those lines mean, what those contour lines mean. So I don't want to keep you guys on here all day. If it all went really smoothly and you're rolling along and you don't have anything that you need from me, I'll give you the next round of videos and we'll just keep cracking. But if you have any questions, now's a good time to do it. Let me reiterate that you may not want to, for whatever reason, ask me questions in this sort of public forum, and that's fine. And if so, you can just email me, right? There's also, sometimes people text me things, and let's see. Some of you have been texting me that, you know, different questions or whatever, and I can address those separately. But somebody had a question. Gabby, do you have a question?
Yeah, will you let us know what days we will have like the group break things by chance?
Could you say that again, Gabby?
Will you let us know in advance what days we do the group break things, like when we discuss things in groups in the Zoom chat? Will you let us know in advance?
I'll try. If I
Okay,
can be that organized. I can tell you, for example, that the Thursday we would do one together, right? And I'll try and put these, and next Monday we'll definitely do one, and next Tuesday we'll definitely do one. But I can't guarantee that we won't do one just because it's not on the syllabus. So I'll add them to the syllabus, but I can't guarantee there won't be other times there.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
How's the roof work going?
Can you hear it?
I don't know. I don't know if I can hear it or something else. I don't know. Who knows? My mom's building a shed out back, so.
Yeah, it sounds like someone's building a shed in my kitchen. Just pound, 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 pound it there all the time. But they're almost done. I think they'll be done by the end of the week. Thank God. Yeah, hopefully that hasn't been too distracting on the videos. Have you guys been able to hear it on the videos?
Barely. I don't think so.
Okay, good. Yeah, who's that? Crystal?
Yeah. Just while you're changing things on the syllabus, the third Friday says the first draft of McPhee is due, but you mean the other book.
Yep, I do. Thank you for the correction. Yep. It's Reisner. Yeah. I'm just writing some stuff down here. So I was talking to some other professors who have been finishing up their grading from last block, and it's been kind of a mixed bag. A lot of people are saying that a lot of students didn't seem to, well, I shouldn't say work that hard. They didn't seem to turn in a lot of stuff last block. And so I don't know if you know, I purposely have set this class up so that you don't have to turn in a lot of stuff, but the stuff that you do have to turn in, you do have to turn in. Remember that in order to qualify for a passing grade in this class, you have to turn everything in, and it's got to be taken seriously. So I just want to make sure that everybody's clear on that going forward, that if you blow off an assignment and really blow it off, then you have just made your life very, very difficult. So stay on top of everything, get it turned in on time. If you have questions or concerns, just reach out to me. We can work something out.
I think part of that,
Okay.
I guess, issue turning in stuff would have been that a lot of people are setting up their spaces again in a way. Like they don't have
Say that
a
again. Start again, Gabe. I couldn't hear you.
Like I think the issue might have been that a lot of people are kind of setting up their workspaces again in a way. So they're like trying to figure out where they can do things in their house. Like, because I know where I am, my bedroom is technically the office as well. So I don't have a desk that isn't full of papers and stuff already.
Right.
So I had to find a way to like clear off part of the dining room table and use that instead.
Okay.
So I imagine that might have affected some people.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, hopefully that won't be an issue then with this block as much. Right? Okay. Anybody else? Other questions? You guys all get contouring. You can look at a topo. If I were to drop you off with a compass and a sandwich and a bottle of water in the middle of some wilderness somewhere and a topographic map, take you out where Andrew is and put you out in the woods, you guys could find your way out now? You know how to read a topographic map? Well enough, maybe, kind of. All right. It's not easy. I mean, it takes lots and lots and lots of practice. But for our purposes now, you just have to have some familiarity with it. Right? Laura? Good? All right. Okay. All right. Well, you guys are talkative as usual. So I'm going to let you go. But send me emails. If you have any questions, stay in touch. You're not going to bother me. Those of you who want 2 sandwiches when I drop you off in the woods, you can have 2 sandwiches. Okay. That's it. Take care. Good luck. I will post the next round of videos here in the next few minutes. Okay? All right. Bye.